Guys, I'm super excited to talk about the top 5 takeaways that I got from Tony Robbins' concert. I said concert, I meant conference. It felt like a concert though. We were jumping, we were dancing. It was so I feel like I have found my tribe, guys. Like the way I'm talking to you, it might seem like I'm screaming at the camera, but I'm not. I'm like that pumped. Like I left that conference feeling so ignited, so unstoppable. I felt like there is nothing you can tell me that I can't do, guys. Let's actually jump into the 5 takeaways. The first takeaway I would tell you is priming. So we did this priming thing, which is like you put your hands up, you put them down, and you breathe through your nose the whole time. So it's, and then you like relax, and you like feel tingles in your body, and you do that to up to 3 or 4 times, okay? So that's like getting your body like primed to start meditating or start to manifest or start to think back on great times. So we did that, and then he had us think of 3 times that we were super grateful, where we were super happy. And I'm telling you guys, I got the chills. I just got the chills thinking about that moment. And then we had taken those 3 moments that we were grateful for. Then he said 3 moments that you aspire to have in the future. That was so mind-blowing, guys. It was amazing. So if you don't know about priming, I suggest that you go on to YouTube University and find some tutorials and start priming. I've started priming every single morning, and I can tell you it makes a huge difference. Number 2, the second thing that I will say that I learned from this conference is there's 2 fears that everyone typically has. You have either one or the other. The first one is not feeling like you're enough, okay? And if you feel like you're not enough, typically the second fear, it's connected. You don't feel like you will be loved. And so he broke this whole thing down about the fears that we have are made up, and how we have to get beside ourselves. We have to really figure out what is truly a fear. And the only fear that we're born with is the fear of falling. So the other fears are conditional, something that we learned along the way. So I encourage you, if you have not been to a Tony Robbins conference, you need to get in the building, get in the place, guys. It will change your life. Also, I would love if you guys could comment something below that you guys want me to talk about on my channel. If you have noticed, I have really started to evolve and change things on my channel. Of course, we talk about real estate, taking ownership of where you live and how you live. But I'm a dancer. I'm a former Dallas Cowboys cheerleader. I love to dance. So if you have any dance questions, real estate questions, or any lifestyle questions, I won't say I'm relationship expert, but I'd be more than happy to give you the advice that I've taken this far in my 30 years of living. So comment below something that you would like me to talk about in my upcoming videos. Okay, getting back to it. Third thing that I learned was the power, your power stance. He was you got to figure out what your power stance is. Immediately you can change your mood if someone's pissing you off or someone's annoying you. How can you get into a state of mind where you change your emotions immediately? And so he was okay, figure out what that is. And so I'm a cheerleader, I'm a dancer, I love cheering on people and cheering on myself. My power motion or my power stance is a clap, because it gets me in focus mode. Let's go. All right. And if you notice too, anytime I do my word of the weeks, I always go and I do the word. This week was unstoppable. So I was on the reels, they'll say word of the week, and then I'll say unstoppable. And so I feel that clap triggers me to say it's time to perform. It's time to be all in. It's time to show up. It's showtime. And so I really liked figuring out what is something that can trigger me to get in an immediate better mood, to rewire my emotions within seconds. The fourth thing that I really like, so I'm a quote junkie. I love quotes. Obviously y'all can tell I love growth, guys. I love anything personal development. That's why I love the Bible, because the Bible is literally the perfect self self-help book. If you want to know how to live life, read the Bible. It has so many stories how it can help you get through life. But anyways, the quote that I really liked that stuck out to me at this conference that he continuously said was, he said, we don't experience life. We experience the life we focus on. And so what made me be like, wow, that is so good, because what we focus on expands, guys. So if you're constantly focusing on people are idiots, or, you know, nothing is ever going my way, or just negative things, you're going to continue to get more of that, because whatever you focus on expands. Like, for instance, he even used this example, like, before you go buy a new car, you're like, ooh, I'm going to get this because I want to get a Lexus hybrid and I want it to be a gray. He's like, right when you get that Lexus hybrid and and you're out on the streets and you're driving, you start to notice everyone has the same car. But the only reason why you notice it is because now you're focused on it, okay? Same thing with a red car. Like, oh, okay, I'm going to go get a red car. And then all of a sudden you start to see red cars everywhere. Literally, whatever you're focusing on life, that is what you're going to get more of. So something that I tell myself each and every day and throughout my day is everything's working out for me. Man, I have a great life. I'm living for a living. Like, I constantly prime myself with, man, I am well-deserved. Like, thank you, God. Like, this is for me. Like, I'm constantly in that state of gratitude, that state of things are always working out for me. And you know what happens? Things are always working out for me. I am living a really good life. Yeah. And you can too. You got to change your focus and you will change your life. Change your thinking, change your life. That's like one of the another quote that a lot of people say too. And then the last thing that I will say, which is the fifth takeaway that I got from this conference, is I actually had a moment to just like sit back and actually evaluate Keyra. I always say take inventory of yourself. It's so important, guys, because we're always growing, we're always changing. But I took some inventory of myself and I realized that I have 2 limiting beliefs. Well, I have 3, but 2 that, to me, that just like have shown up in my life off and on. I'm gonna get a little personal, get a little vulnerable. The first one was, my limiting belief was like, I can't have it all. Like, I'm gonna have to choose to either be like a super boss babe, or like be in a loving relationship. And what I realized is that I can have it all. I can be, me and my husband can create a beautiful, a magnificent kingdom, empire together. And I can have this beautiful, healthy, like God-fearing, delicious relationship with an amazing family, like us having twins together. Like, I can have it all. Like, I need to stop believing that I have to pick one or the other, because I don't. I can literally have it all, because that's what I'm going to focus on. Having it all and living for a living, okay? So that was one limiting belief that I broke this weekend, or this past weekend. And then the second limiting belief that really kind of like, touched my soul is, the more successful I get, the less genuine people I'll have around, or like, I won't have as many friends. And I know that sounds kind of like cheesy, but I love my life, man. I love my family. I love my friends. But here's another saying, because, I love quotes. When you elevate, you separate. And something that I figured out this weekend is I can still have all these beautiful relationships. Just the access to me will be different the more I elevate. Doesn't mean I have to cut off people. Now, let's be honest, not everyone is gonna ride the full ride with you, and that's okay. And if it's not okay, it will be okay, And that's another thing that I really had to prime my brain to realize, is that I can have relationships. They might be distant relationships. The access to me might not be as it used to be. The way I used to do things might not just be what they were. And that's okay. And that's a part of growth. And that's what I was telling myself, you love to grow, Keyra, and people who are not growers, they might not want to be around you, because then you might make them feel like they're not doing enough. So I just broke that limiting belief, knowing that the more successful I get does not mean that I won't have genuine people. I still can have genuine, great people around me. My tribe might even change. And that's something that I remember telling Joe, is I looked at him and I was like, I have found my tribe, y'all. I on fire. I felt so at home, guys. I felt like this was like something I needed. I mean, we danced, we jumped around. I mean, I had the time of my life. I'm not even joking. I had people who were standing behind me, would tap me on my shoulder and be like, I just love your energy. You were just so happy. You were so present. You were so here. And I felt that. Like I felt for the first time like I could fully be myself. I know that sounds so crazy, but like I love to dance. I love to be happy. Like that's one thing that I will say, that God's gift to me is that like I wake up with joy. I wake up happy. Like it isn't an act. I know sometimes y'all are like, how can this girl be so happy all the time? How is she so peppy? How is she so positive? I don't know. It's a God thing. Take it up with him, because I'm a vessel. He's living through me. And like, I don't know, I just felt so great being there, and I cannot wait into the next conference. And I will be at the next conference. There's also like a fire walk, like you walk across, hot rocks. Dude, it is an experience. And that's another thing that I realized, is that I love experiences. Like I know, like maybe 2 or 3 weeks when I went to Tampa, I stayed in a tiny home, and I love trying things for the first time. I love having great experiences. And so that is what I got when I went to the Tony Robbins conference. It was a true life-changing experience. Wow. It was so good, man. Some other things that I learned is he also said something about, the average person looks at their phone 3,500 times a day. That blew me away, because I know I'm a little obsessed with my phone because I do a lot of content. And also, like being in real estate, I always have to do things on my phone, schedule appointments and send emails and text people back and have to be on the phone. So like, I was like, dang, 3,500 times is a lot. So I was like, ooh, I want to share that fact with you. Next time that Tony is going to be live near you, do not walk, sprint and get a ticket, guys. There was 11,000 people there, and I will tell you this, everyone left better than how they came. And that's exactly the kind of experience that I want to give for real estate, for my friends. And it also made me feel like I love motivation. And I don't want to say I want to be a motivational speaker, but I do want to be an encourager. Like I just want to get on big stages and encourage people to be the best version of them, and unapologetically that. All right, guys, you know the drill. My channel talks about taking ownership of where you live and how you live, and I pray and trust that this video has brought you value. Please comment below something that you have learned, or an aha moment that you were like, that is so good. Or if you've been to a Tony Robbins conference, please tell me something that you would like to add that was one of your takeaways. And of course, if you are looking for a real estate agent or a real estate cheerleader in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, I'm your girl, and I would love to help you with that beautiful experience of course, buying, selling, or investing in real estate. All right, I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it. Until next time.
Oh my gosh, there she is. It's Keyra Ford. Keyra Ford. You don't know what? Never heard? Oh my gosh, she slays every time.